guys, what's up? It's Sam, and today I'm going to be making a video about the worst types of retail customers that I've experienced. Now, I worked in retail for about a little less than 3 years, so I've dealt with some. So I'm looking down my little list, by the way. People that just don't understand policy and they think that we can just do whatever we want. And by this, I mean return policies, such as at the store I worked at, if something was on clearance, you could not return it. And usually if it was on clearance, it was 50% off right at the beginning, but then we also turned it into the longer it was in clearance, the cheaper it got. So we would have something that would be $2. People would for some reason want to return it, and they would also bring it back 2 weeks after they initially bought it. And first, not even it being a clearance issue right now, our policy was within 7 days you could get it for an exchange or a return. And so it's already against policy to bring it back 2 weeks after, but people would do that, and they'd try and lie about it and say that it was only a week. We'd have to tell them, we were like, hey, I'm sorry, you can't return this. It says it on the receipt. One, we are taught to verbally tell them as they're checking out, so we have to make sure that they know the policy with that. And so when they didn't understand it and they brought it back, they would yell at us for no reason. And then they'd ask for a manager as if they were going to tell them something else. And yeah, I get the whole customer's always right, but they're really not. We just have to pretend that they are. Oh, those people that come in, and if the scanner's not scanning the item or the tag's not on it, we have to reprint another tag, which is super simple. But people that would be like, oh, I guess it's free, and you're just sitting there like, no, it's not. And so then you have to tell them, be like, oh no, I just have to reprint it. And they're like, well, I should get a discount because I have to wait longer. And I'm like, no, it's just not how things work. So that's also irritating. Going back to the whole can I talk to a manager thing, that's just annoying because one, I was a manager at the place that I worked. I was a manager for about a year, I would say, or a little bit more than a year. When people would ask me, they'd be like, well, can I talk to your manager? And I'd be like, I am the manager on duty, so then they would just get mad for no reason, as if they were expecting some other kind of answer when I told them what I was taught and what we have to go by based on the company. People that yank on the doors repeatedly when we're closed, whether that be right before we open or right after we're closed. It primarily happened on Sundays because we opened up a little bit later on Sundays, but it would still happen throughout the week. And while I was in high school, I didn't really have to deal with this because I was never there during the week, during the day, during the morning time. So I never really had to deal with it until I graduated high school, and then I was or during the summer, but people would still be there yanking on the door, and it says clearly the times were open, and every day it would have the same times every single day. I don't understand. Another thing that was really annoying is I worked in a place that only had an employee restroom, so it wasn't open to the public, because I feel a lot of retail stores don't have a public bathroom. It's a lot easier to steal whenever you can just take the merchandise into the restroom. And for some reason, my store always had issues with people stealing, no matter what we did. And some people just steal clearance items that were $2, which I did not understand. And people that just come in to use the restroom, they'll come in and make a beeline to the back where they think the restroom is, and they just have never been in there before. And they're like, can I use the restroom? And everybody just kind of said, yeah, it's an employee restroom, but I can let you use it. Kind of hinting towards you're not supposed to be there. When an employee tells you to hang the items on the go back rack or wherever they ask you to put it, and the person that's trying on all the clothes, first of all, a lot of people break the whole you could take in this many items, because we are supposed to count them out, and so we put the rest of them on the back of the door, and then you can trade it out as you go. A lot of people thought that meant that they can take everything in there at once and then leave all of their shit on the floor, leave everything everywhere, and just make a complete mess. And it's always the people that come in when it's super busy or when we're right about to close. And so that's already irritating us. And so we have to put back all your stuff, redo everything. And yeah, I know it's not your job, whatever, but we can make their job a lot easier if you don't do that. Another thing that's annoying is whenever people bring in drinks or food, and you know, stores, you're really not supposed to bring that stuff in, but it's gonna happen, whatever, it's not a huge deal. It's only annoying and a huge deal whenever you leave your trash all over the store, or you just set it in the shoes, set it somewhere where there's clothes, people could spill it, or empty cups just like around. It's just so annoying and rude. Like, we have trash cans. You can ask. You could just not be gross. There's people that come in 10 minutes before we close. Now, there's two types of people with that. There's the type of person that really wants to shop and they want to try on everything, buy a bunch of stuff, whatever. Still annoying, like, I appreciate your business, or, you know, but because you know how to come in a little earlier, like, but you want to sit there and stay 45 minutes after we close, because we're not allowed to kick customers out if it's closing time. We had to let them stay no matter how late they stayed, which delayed closing process because we're not supposed to count the registers while people are there, and we can't clean up really. Like, all we can do is straighten the floor and make sure all the fitting rooms are clean and everything. So that was just annoying. Like, that's rude. We have stuff we have to do, and like, before I was a manager and like I could like take control in some way, we close at 9 and people would stay there until almost 10 and they'd buy one thing. Or the people that just come in 2 minutes before we close, look around for a few minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes go by, nothing. They don't buy anything. They don't want to try anything on. Or they do want to try a bunch of stuff on, but they still don't buy anything. Or they try and put something on hold until the next day so that they can feel a little less bad about staying so late, and then still not come back and buy the stuff. We would also get a bunch of people that would complain about the prices, which is just annoying in general because businesses have to make money. You don't have to buy from the store. You don't have to. You can go anywhere else. I'm gonna cut that out. People that are always looking for a discount. There would be a tiny, tiny little thing wrong with it, like maybe a dot from somewhere, like from something that could have spilled on the shirt, but you could not tell unless you're like looking under a microscope. And they're like, can I get a discount on that? And I'm like, no. And then they want to get mad, try to throw in a Yelp review, whatever. But they're just always looking for a discount or trying to haggle the prices as if any store really does that. They're like this isn't a garage sale. You don't just get to be like, oh, this shirt's $12. Can I get it for $8? What? No, you can't. It just doesn't make sense. I'm just at a loss for people sometimes. Like, I just don't get people. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, or I'm just like, then you always have that one person that picks you to go help them find specific things, and you get stuck with them for an hour, hour and a half, picking things for them. You don't know this person. You're picking things for them, hoping they'll like it, and then just them being like, no, I don't think I'm gonna get anything today. So you mean to tell me I just wasted an hour to an hour and a half of my time for you not to get anything? Or on the other hand, they do enjoy everything that you picked out for them, and then you're both happy, and it's fine, and they're really nice. And I'm not saying all people that come into the retail stores are bad, because I had some great customers that knew me by name because they would come in so frequently and they'd just be regulars. One thing that always irritated me, and it's like they knew that I just fixed the aisle. Like, I went through, made everything so nice, and then I turned the corner for 0.2 seconds and turned back around. The entire row is messed up again. I don't understand. How hard is it to fix a hanger after you yank it out off the rack? Who raised you? Where are your parents? Who taught you that it's just cool to leave a huge mess behind you where it looks like someone just like came through and like started just whacking everything? Like, I don't understand. And I mean, I never was this way before, I worked in retail, like I never was cool with making a mess and leaving it there because I was just always taught like clean up after yourself. Be a decent human being. But more so after I started working retail and I realized how annoying it is to have to continuously clean up after everybody's mess. And every time I would go shopping, I would always make sure like I cleaned up after myself. When I put the hanger back, I made sure it all looked good and straight, like I wasn't even there. I would just always try to be like the best customer that I could, make their job easier. I can't film my outro. Why is English so hard for me today? So those were just some of the things that annoyed me whenever I was working in retail. I know a lot of other people feel the same way. I've seen some videos on YouTube that have like similar things to mine. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to subscribe and leave a big like. And I'll be back with another video. Peace.
So let's run, make a great escape, and I'll be waiting outside for the getaway.